Access consciousness. I think I'm in the right place. So, are you accessing your consciousness?
Yes, I am.
When did you start doing that?
Just right now.
Just right now. Have you done this before?
Actually, I haven't for 2.5 years.
And what has this done for you?
Oh, it's done amazing things. No more migraines, less stress. I can relate to people now.
Because you're laughing a lot here on this one. That's pretty good. Before you weren't as full of joy and laughing.
It's awesome.
So what is this? Your migraines? How intense were they?
I was on prescription medicines for all my life, and Tanya started to introduce me to Access and started running my bars. And about 4 to 6 treatments and bar sessions. Migraines in the last 2 years are almost non-existent. It's incredible. And I was on really strong prescription drugs from my doctor.
And you just had like 4 to 6 sessions,
4 to
and that was
6
it?
sessions of doing the bars. Oh yeah, it's incredible.
Wow. Okay.
This is a lifetime of migraines.
Okay, your name's Tanya, right?
Yes.
So what's the bar she was telling you about?
It's a process, it's a tool that Access Consciousness has discovered, and it is when we touch the head, there's 32 points on the head when we touch them lightly,
Okay.
and it activates a bar, and it gets rid of thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are stored there that we don't need anymore.
Now why bar? Why that name?
Because I think what it is perhaps they see or think that there's an energy bar that's happening in the head. That's as much as I know about that. Yeah. Like
Okay.
an energetic bar.
And how long is the session?
Session is an hour to an hour and a half for a good session.
Okay. And what has this done for you, Tanya?
Lots of things. It's uncountable. The biggest thing for me is actually, I'm going to say I used to be bipolar, and I was told that I could never ever cure that, and I would have that forever. And when I started doing Access Consciousness and practicing the tools and getting my bars run, I wouldn't even say that I'm bipolar at all.
Wow, and how many sessions did you require for that?
I'd have to say that I went to the classes to actually get deeper into what that was. So I would say it took a year for me with classes, all the classes of Access Consciousness, and running my bars every week to get to a place of peace.
Now, before both ladies had your bars run, were you in the healing arts before?
Yeah, I did get my Reiki done, and I was also doing my own kind of stuff. Like I knew that I had something going on, so I was on a search for what's going on with me, because I knew I could feel energies and things. And Access empowered me to know what was going on with my energy. So it's been really, really awesome.
Wow. Okay. An hour and a half. Okay. Great. We're going to talk to your other colleague here and find out more about the background and stuff like that. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcus. Typically sessions are about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and can run about $150 depending on the practitioner. Okay. So we're offering sessions today. And all right, then. Thanks. Hi.
Okay, so tell me about getting your bars run here.
About me getting my bars run?
Yeah, anyone getting their bars run.
About bars
Yeah.
specifically? So bars are over here. So the bars are 32 points on the head that, when gently touched, can release months, years, lifetimes even of limitations, judgments, points of view that you may have aligned with that are not really contributing to your life. So if there's something that you'd like to change, then you can have your bars run, and you could experience some possibilities that may not have been there before, or that you may not have considered before.
Now I notice on the screen here, there's a gentleman here. Is he one of the founders, or?
So Gary Douglas is the founder of Access, the gentleman that's running, this gentleman right here that's running the bars. He's the founder of Access, and that man on the table is Dane, and he is the co-founder of Access Consciousness.
Okay.
That was discovered about 25 years ago.
Where? In Canada, US?
San Francisco. It was discovered by Gary in San Francisco, and it's based on the idea that a question is empowering and an answer can be limiting. So how much of our lives have we been taught to look for answers? And then when we get the answer and we go with that answer, what happens to the rest of the possibilities? So if you could, live your life in question, how many possibilities could show up that you may not have ever considered? So that's kind of in a nutshell one of the main tools of access is living in the question or being the question and looking at what else could be possible. Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Patrina Papa.
Yeah, thank you. What other testimonials do you have or other health challenges people have resolved through this?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you a little bit about how access has changed my life. Just doing access myself, I've noticed that my relationship with my husband is changing. He doesn't really use the tools of access, but it doesn't matter because the idea is that what if by just being you can change the world? And so, I'm noticing that things are easier between us. I am able to use these tools. I have 3 children, so I'm able to use them with my kids, and it's given me a lot of ease in parenting.
And how does it change the children?
It's changed my children because one of the main ideas of access is no judgment. So everything is an interesting point of view. So if you can look at everything in the space of no judgment and just be an allowance, then what possibilities are there? So I've been able to parent from a space of no judgment and allow my children to be and still say what I require. So one of my big parenting lines is, you know what, guys, that's not working for me. What else is possible? So it's great because it doesn't, the kids don't feel judged, they're not being told they're wrong. Everything is just interesting, and then I can ask questions. This is not working, what else can we do? How can this change? How can we make this different? So it's really, really changed the way I look at parenting.
So let me ask you this, if children were hyperactive, would this help them as well?
Absolutely. So there's a big part of access that looks at ADHD, autism, those kind of spectrum disorders, and the access looks at it as what if all these things that we consider to be wrongnesses or limitations in children are actually abilities. So what if these kids actually have an incredible ability to be aware of energy and that they're just absorbing so much energy and they don't know what to do with it? So one of the tools of access, one of the questions is, who does this belong to? So by asking that question, people with these kinds of capacities, as we like to call them in access, can look at the possibility that they're receiving all this information and they're claiming it as their own, but maybe it's not really theirs. So yeah, it can really help. Running bars can really help people with ADHD, autism, any of the spectrum disorders for sure.
So let me ask this: we have 2 people here working.
Yes.
Stand over there. Just point to them.
Yes, Elaine. So this is Elaine.
Have you come over here?
Yeah. So this is, I'm standing here.
They were saying that, it's like half an hour and a half per session. Now, if you have a major health challenge, how many sessions would a person need? And after that's done and you're cured or, that's resolved, it's a better word, can you do this on yourself every day, or is there a maintenance modality or what?
So the idea is that bars is something that you can do on a regular basis to kind of, release things that are happening for you day to day. So the answer to that is yes. There is no answer to that. Because it would be yes or no. So you
because
could release.
Tanya's working on her.
Yes.
So can Tanya work on herself?
So yes, you can
teach
run
those
your
too?
own bars just by asking them to run. Again, this idea of questions and being in communion with your body. So you could ask your body, body, can you run this particular bar today, or whatever it is for you.
So this is something you would do on a daily basis?
You could do it on a daily basis.
Not necessary?
Yeah, it's whatever, it's individual, so everyone's different. You can ask.
So say, for example, you had a bad hair day. You wake up in the morning or the kids are yelling, whatever. Would you then go into, lie down and go into your bars and ask a question?
You could ask your bars to run if you feel like that's what's required. So you could ask what's required here, and if you get the sense that bars are required, and there's no one around, then yeah, you can ask your own bars to run. But there's more, right? There's the processing and the question. So access encourages you to be in question. So if you wake up and you're feeling like you're in a rut, you could ask ask, what is this? You can ask, can this be changed? How can I change it? So besides the bars, there's also the process of questioning, the idea of living your life with questions, as opposed to going to conclusion. So if you wake up and you're feeling, not very good, you could immediately go to conclusion and say, oh, I'm going to have a really bad day. It's going to be that kind of day. What if you could be in question instead and ask, okay, I'm perceiving this right now, and it's not working for me. So what else is possible? How can I change this today? How can I turn this around so that today is a great day? Questioning.
Okay, so for more information, your website would be?
So you can visit accessconsciousness.com for more information. And we are on meetup.com, so www.meetup.com is Access Consciousness Toronto and Access Consciousness Richmond Hill. You can join those groups for free on Meetup and stay up to date on classes and demonstrations and other events.
Thank you. Thanks for the all access for this interview.
Thank you.